With the 2020 NBA season officially over, a lot of teams are going to start making moves to improve for next season. One of the teams in a tough situation is the Bucks. I've made a video on what they can do to try to win next year, but it's become very clear that if they can't win a championship in 2021, Giannis is definitely going to leave. And with the emergence of the Heat as legitimate contenders in the young core in Boston, it's not going to be easier for them to just win the East, let alone a championship. With it looking more and more like he's going to leave the Bucks, a lot of people want him to come to their team. But what are some of the most viable options for him in the 2021 free agency? Let's talk about that. Before we get this video started, I just want to say if you like this video, leave a like. If you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. It'll mean a lot. And also, now that the season is over, I may not be able to make as many videos. I will make at least one a week, but because there's just less NBA going on, I won't have as much content to talk about. So, with that out of the way, let's get right into it. After winning his second straight MVP this year, Giannis Antetokounmpo has proved that he's one of the best players in the league, showing a level of dominance in the regular season only seen by some of the greatest bigs of all time. However, when the playoffs came around, the weaknesses in the Bucks were easily taken advantage of both MVP seasons. The Bucks are completely relying on Giannis to be relevant, and will try their hardest to keep him. But if they can't win a championship, he's definitely leaving, and they aren't in the best situation to make changes. If they're able to make some sort of big move to get a ball-handling guard who can shoot, they might be able to win and keep him. But the Eastern Conference is now only getting stronger, and even if they make the finals, there's no guarantee that they'll be able to win because the teams in the West are very formidable and will generally be favored in the finals. It's starting to really look like the Greek Freak will be leaving in 2021 free agency, and there are a few teams that might be favored to get him. The first team that could possibly be signing Giannis is the Raptors. It might sound a little bit weird because the Raptors' best player is a power forward, but if you can switch the position for Pascal to the 3, which I think he could do, it could realistically work. They will have plenty of money off expiring contracts in 2021, and if they can add more shooting, they'll have veteran all-star point guard Kyle Lowry to be the primary ball handler, taking that pressure off Giannis, and with extra shooting off the bench, there will be great spacing for Giannis to do his work inside. I also think of this as a viable option because Giannis will likely sign with a smaller market team unless there's a perfect situation somewhere else, which I will get to next. I think if the Raptors add Giannis, they'll easily become contenders and possibly win another championship. The next team that could be a good option for Giannis, as much as it pains me to say, is the Miami Heat. Giannis did lose to them in the playoffs, so it would be a bit of a sellout, but of any sellout team for Giannis, this one actually makes sense. The Warriors just aren't a team I see him going to, and the Giannis to the Warriors narrative is just a way to please the big market fans, which is all that mainstream NBA media does nowadays. The Heat might just have the perfect roster for his playstyle. With great shooters like Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson, the spacing will be great. There are also plenty of ball handlers on the Heat. that can take the burden off of Giannis. Adebayo is currently a weak shooter, but I don't think it's a reach to say that he could develop at least a decent three-point shot and make the spacing even better for Giannis. While Jimmy Butler will be getting old, I've said it in many videos and I'll say it again, he won't be needed in the future when the young players are able to develop. With the Heat able to take the Lakers to 6 games in the finals in their current state, adding Giannis to the equation, plus the development of Hero, Adebayo, Nunn, and other players, the Heat with Giannis in 2021 would be a great way for him to win a championship and possibly stay long term. I think from a practicality standpoint, the Heat are the best team for Giannis to sign to. But from a legacy standpoint, if Giannis values being a player that nobody hates more than championships, a smaller market team like the Raptors would be a much better option. The Warriors are bad from both perspectives. He would completely lose any respect and wouldn't even be the number one option anymore, which I think he wants to be. No matter where he signs, it'll definitely have repercussions for years to come and will change the future of the NBA. Where do you think Giannis will sign? Let me know in the comments. and I will see you in the next video. Peace.